Hey guys, this is Brian Jones from Valhalla Academy in Frankfort, Kentucky. And I'm here with Craig Caudill of the Nature Reliance School. And we're going to talk about his company, the Nature Reliance School, what it is, what he does. If you'll notice in all my videos, I have banners on the wall. Back here is the Nature Reliance School banner. I put stuff up because, not because people pay me to put it on the wall, but because it's quality training or quality services that people offer, and I want to make sure that my students that come here know where to go to get that kind of training. So I appreciate having Craig up here. He's going to talk about what he does, the kinds of classes he offers. So thanks for coming up, Craig. So I'm going to start out with letting Craig kind of introduce himself and his training, his background in survival, and also what kinds of things, basically what is the Nature Reliance School? So that'll be our first question.
Okay. Nature Reliance School was founded in 2006. Basically, I had gone to a survival school myself as a student. And when it was a week-long class, when I got done with the class, I realized everything that we were doing was stuff that I'd been doing all my life for fun. And it was kind of enlightening to me that people just, number one, didn't have some basic skills. And so we started formulating Nature Reliance School at that time to try to, number one, introduce topics to beginners, because I like being outside. I think most people enjoy being outside. The thing that keeps people from doing stuff outside is just being uncomfortable with it. So we teach a lot of basic concepts like basic survival, and it's just grown. And the survival community, the survival phenomenon that is going on in media today has obviously fueled a good portion of that. So it's just an extension of what I've done all my life. I was a redneck farm boy, spent a lot of times in the woods, spent a lot of time hunting, living off the land, stuff of that nature, and it's just an extension of what I was doing already.
Outstanding. So what are some of the classes that you offer through the Nature Reliance School?
Well, we do wilderness survival and we do urban preparedness. Those are the two that are obviously hot right now that a lot of people attend. We teach, I don't know, between 3-hour classes and full weekend classes. We do 15 to 20 of those a year. We also do scout tactical tracking, land navigation, basically learn how to use a map and compass, which most people have no idea how to do. And then we also have edible medicinal plants and stuff of that nature that go along with all those classes.
That's great. And I've taken 3 of classes through the Nature Reliance School, having Craig's instructor. I've taken land navigation, scout, and survival basics, and I'm going to put a video review of those up, but they're excellent classes. He's an excellent instructor. He's got an excellent crew of instructors, and it's one of those things where it's useful information. Like you said, we're human beings, and the thing that got me into it was I'd hate to be in a situation where in my natural evolutionary environment I couldn't live. If I'm just out in the woods, I would hate to think that I've dropped so far that I would just die.
Yeah.
But it's a very humbling experience, and I'm sure you get a lot of people like that.
Yeah, there are a ton of people just like that have either never done skills like this or have done them when they were young or whatever, and all you got to do, or all I have to do and the other guys that teach alongside me, is just kind of ignite the fire and get it going again. Because that fire is brewing there within almost all of us, and that's what we try to do in our class, is just get that fire ignited, and that way a lot of people are spending more time outside. Because the key to it is, we try to teach people, but the key is taking what we teach you and then practicing. It's no different than grappling or shooting or anything. You've got to do a lot of practice on your own. You get some keys and some little nuggets of information from me, Tracy Trimble, Zane, whoever's teaching the class, and then you go off and practice those on your own.
Yeah, definitely a perishable skill, and you can never get enough practice doing these things. The great thing about the Nature Reliance School classes is very, the classes that I've had are, they're a laid-back environment. You're learning really, really fundamentally useful skills and life or death skills. I mean, if you're out in the woods and you don't know how to do this stuff, you will die. And I was able to take my wife to a class, and she had a great time. It's a great family environment, so you have families that come out. It's not just a couple of dudes in the woods, I mean, it's groups of families. I know you work with
we do
kids.
both. We do both. I mean, all our basics classes are designed in that mindset where where you can bring whoever. I mean, a lot of times we always do everything we can to have kids free, so that you're encouraged to bring kids. And the basics classes are like a basics wilderness survival class. I always say is a camping class, or as a camping expedition, and you're studying survival. You're not surviving. Like that's what I've done 15 times this year. But I'm getting ready to teach advanced survival next weekend. And advanced survival is 25 pounds or less. They're on their own. They're going to have to find their own water. They're going to have to find their own food. They're going to build their own shelters and all those good things. So it's just applying those skills. So stress inoculation is important. That's what we do in advanced classes. But in the beginning, when you're just learning, I'm not going to throw you in a river and say, you got to survive. You can go here, eat some worms or something, you know. I mean, it doesn't work that way for beginners. So we bring them up.
Well, that's great. I mean, so you have a whole basically all the way up for, like it says, an introductory or basics, all the way up to an advanced level. So if you want to come out and learn the fundamentals and practice and do something with your family, you can do that. If you want to take it a step further and see what you can do that as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Craig also is the owner and head instructor of Bluegrass Budokai in Winchester, Kentucky. It's a martial arts dojo, teaches a lot of traditional Japanese martial arts, and so he's a lifelong martial artist. And do you see a tie-in between the survival skills that you teach and you know, when you're wearing that hat as a martial artist, is there a distinction, or is there any blending?
There's definitely a lot of blending. And I look at it a lot because it seems like there's a lot of, when you get into it, when we get around the campfire in our outdoor classes, 75 to 80% of the people there have studied martial arts. It's really interesting to me. And I've always looked at that, tried to figure out what's going on there and why there's so much blending. And the only thing I can come up with, and I don't have any real hard data to prove this, this is my thought, is that it's just about surviving. Whether it's martial arts or homesteading or survival skills or whatever, people have an innate sense of wanting to take care of themselves instead of relying on a government or family assistance or something. People want to take care of themselves. And so self-defense, we do that in martial arts. Learning how to survive, learning how to build a fire. People don't know how to build fires now, and just learning how to build a fire and cook over it instead of just turn on the stove. Those are all taking care of yourself, surviving skills, living skills. And so I think that's where it comes in, where, you know, it's just a matter of wanting to take care of yourself.
Great. And I know that just recently here you did a more of a tactical survival class. I know a lot of people that are interested in wilderness survival are also interested in firearms and tactics in case of a disaster or some kind of emergency like that. And you worked with Rodney Van Zant from Iron Sight Defense down in London, Kentucky, doing a outdoor sort of survival blending kind of a team tactics, you know, tactical movement class. Do you want to speak about that?
Sure. I can't say enough good things about Rodney. When Rodney and I first met to start discussing this process, I don't know, there's something about it. We had a vibe that was going on there where we understood one another really quickly. And the class was put together not for anti-government haters or government haters and anti-government freaks. It was put together for just patriots. People that, and again, that just want to take care of themselves. Not that we want to overthrow the government or some nonsensical crap like that. Simply that if some event happened, we want to take care of ourselves. Even if that required an armed confrontation, we want to be able to take care of ourselves. And so we put that class together. It was a huge success. It will be the first of many that will occur. And we'll be doing other things with Rodney, and that stuff's all in the planning now too. But you know, that was an extension. Rodney is a law enforcement officer. I do some training where I go to police departments and do some stuff like man tracking, corrections facilities too, where we do man tracking seminars and even survival and combative seminars. So you know, it was just a meeting of the minds there, and it worked out incredibly well. There's several items that Rodney said in that class, and I'm quoting every day now. I mean, Rodney's full of that kind of stuff. He's a super guy. I like Rodney a lot.
Yeah, definitely. So I unfortunately didn't get to take that class, so I'm looking forward to the next offering. When is that coming up again?
It's going to be in the spring, and I'm pretty certain it's in May. It's on his calendar. It's going to be on my calendar in a week.
Okay, and I'm
on his calendar right now, Iron Sight Defense.
Okay, and I'm going to put the information up, the contact information for Nature Reliance School, Bluegrass Budokai, and Iron Sight Defense on the end of this video. So definitely check out all the websites. Is there anything else you want to mention? Anything coming up on the calendar that might be?
Well, nothing necessarily on the calendar. Actually, we're getting ready to do a class in a week that's advanced survival for those who have graduated basics. And then we're taking December off. I've taught so much this year. It's been great, but it's also been mind-numbing how much we've taught because there's so much interest in what we're doing. And then we're going to hit it hard in January again and start wearing 2014 out. The big things for us that are coming up is we're getting ready to roll out a brand new website. The website is fantastic. We're going to have online classes where you can take online classes in wilderness survival, land navigation, medical and first aid, any number of things where you can do it right from the comfort of your home. And then we've got some cooperative agreements with some other very large survival companies in the market, and so that stuff, can't say much about that right now, but that's going to roll out early 2014 too. So if that continues to go, Nature Reliance School is getting ready to blow up in a really good way.
Outstanding. I'm looking forward to it. Good things coming up. The thing that I just want to say, I guess we're kind of coming to a conclusion, but the stuff that he teaches, I hear, I train a lot at different places, with different people, doing some firearms courses. I train tactical response, I train iron sight defense, and I hear a lot of people talk about wanting and wishing that there were survival classes and things like, I want to know how to do this, that, and the other. And then somebody asked me about, animal processing, how do you skin a deer, or, how do you kill your own food? Well, this guy teaches that stuff. I mean, he can teach you how to make primitive weapons all the way up to how to get found if you get lost out in the woods on a hiking trip. So if you need to know that stuff, this is the guy to go to. So check out his website, get on there, look at it, and take some of these classes. He's here in Winchester, Kentucky, in the area, sort of the central to eastern Kentucky area, but you also travel as well and do classes in other areas?
We've been all over the country this year. Well, eastern United States. We've been as far north as almost to Canada, and as far south as Tennessee, Memphis this year, traveling all over the place teaching. People are having us come in, and it's been fantastic. I love anybody who wants to train, wants to host us, we're there. We'll go there. So we're pretty pumped up about that. The other thing, and I meant to mention this earlier, is check out our YouTube videos. There's a lot of free information on YouTube, just like Brian's putting up here. We've got 2 YouTube channels. Nature Reliance School has a channel, and then Dan's Depot has a channel. Dan's Depot's got fantastic gear. They've been supporting me and doing videos on survival for almost 2 years now, so check those websites out, and you can get a lot of free information there too.
Yeah, definitely. And I've ordered stuff from Dan's Depot. You order it, it's there. I mean, they're great company, great customer service.
Yeah, they're awesome.
So, well, Craig, I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
It's been Brian Jones from Valhalla Academy in Frankfort, Kentucky. Train hard, train smart, and train often. We'll see you next time.